Hello, MDI faculty, and welcome to Booktalk with Nigel and Reginald. Yes, I know, this is very exciting, right?
For the first time, you will actually receive useful information at a faculty meeting. Oh, just kidding, Mr. Haney. All these meetings are very inquisitive and insightful.
To begin, we need to take care of some housekeeping issues.
First, would somebody please make sure to wake Mr. Jones up in the back of the room? That silly chap.
Oh, he's getting old. Second, we would like to ask Mr. DeCordy to stick around for autographs after the presentation. He's a professional athlete, you know.
In what you say, checkers? Yes, checkers. Not as sophisticated as spirited chess games that Nigel and I play, but a close second.
Very good, very good. Third, all of you technology junkies, close your MySpace accounts and have eyes forward. Oh, I just love MySpace. I love to banter with my old buddies back at Harvard. You're a Yale man, right, Reginald?
Yes.
So was George W. Bush.
Good one, old chap.
Okay, anyway, enough of this tomfoolery. Let's talk briefly about bullet points of Chapter 5. Seek feedback and recognize that errors are opportunities to learn. Oh, this should be delightful. Doesn't it sound delightful, Reginald?
Point 1. Feedback fuels learning. Feedback needs to be timely, specific, and actionable, meaning that the student can apply the feedback to revise their work. For example, in a first grade PE class, if a student struggles with galloping, it would be important to give constructive and immediate feedback. I sometimes do that with you, Nigel, when we're playing squash. You normally have a very weak backhand.
Bullet point number 2. A model of feedback. The purpose of feedback should remain constant to progressively close the gap between present and desired performance. Feedback should not be viewed as one-way transmission model, but as one that operates between teacher and student. For example, a third grade teacher is discussing the plot of a current book with a student, and the conversation would be two-way. The student would be giving input and feedback along with the teacher. 3 big questions your model should address are: 1, where am I going? 2, how am I going there? And 3, where will I go?
I know where I'll be going soon, as I've been having an overactive bladder.
Jolly good, Reginald. Good one, old chap. But back to business.
Bullet point 3. Create feedback opportunities. There are 3 main types of feedback. 1. Self-reflection feedback loop. A way to start a lesson and have students reflect on current knowledge of the topic. Number 2. Peer feedback loop. Peer reviews are often utilized in classrooms as an immediate step for receiving feedback. And step 3. Teacher feedback loop. This is a good way for the teacher to confer with the individual students about their progress. For example, a 12th grade English teacher talked about pushing the pause button after a warm-up discussion about a controversial topic. He provided students with a short writing opportunity to collect their thoughts. Oh, that sounds delightful, Nigel. Things have changed a lot in education since I was a young lad.
Yeah, we have cable TV now.
Oh, Nigel, you got me good with that time, old boy. But back to business.
Bullet point number 4. Soliciting feedback. Help seeking is not associated with helplessness, but rather with empowerment and capacity building. Teachers need to create the conditions that allow this to flourish. For example, a first grade teacher uses what is called the bus stop. There is a sign on the wall that says bus stop, and if the student is struggling, they may stand by the sign to ask for help. Jolly good idea, I would say.
Bullet point 5. Seeing errors as opportunities for learning. Failure can be productive, especially when it's followed with further instruction and feedback. There are 4 possible learning events regarding errors. 1. Unproductive failure, unguided problem solving. 2. Unproductive success, memorizing without understanding why. 3. Productive failure, using prior knowledge to figure out a solution. And 4. Productive success, structured problem solving. For example, an 8th grade English teacher could distribute a short poem and ask about its deeper meaning. The students could utilize the productive failure to learn from errors and ensuring learners persist in generating and exploring representations and solutions. They could utilize productive success by consolidation of learning through scaffolded practice. So in conclusion, feedback is super beneficial to students' growth in the classroom. Consider it this way. In an environment where students are making errors, they need to be drenched in feedback to regain momentum.
So that concludes our book talk this week about Chapter 5 and student feedback. Next week, we will be discussing one of our favorite novels.
50 Shades of Grey?
Oh, Reginald, you silly man. I don't think my heart could take that.
Maybe because you've had 2 bypass surgeries?
Good one, old chap. But all seriousness, we will be discussing the classic The Great Gatsby. What really happened on that steamy summer on Long Island in 1922. Oh, Reginald, I am just aghast thinking about it.
Aren't we all, Nigel?
And as we always say, if you're not reading,
you don't need glasses.
Oh, Reginald, you silly goose. No, if you're not reading,
you're not learning. See you next week, everyone.
Bye-bye.